Hi everybody and welcome back to the podcast. You are listening to Be Candid with me, your host Amber, and today I'm joined by a very special guest, my boyfriend Christian.
Hello.
He has been on the podcast before. We did a Valentine's Day episode if you wanted to listen to that one. But today we're going to be reacting to pet peeves, which initially I was just going to do solo, but I thought it'd be fun to get someone else's reaction, have a little back and forth, because I'm sure these are things that we do with each other that bug each other. And I found some of the most common pet peeves that we're going to react to, and then I'm going to reveal our pet peeves right at the very end to keep you all in anticipation. So I think without further ado, we'll kick it off with the first one.
Let's do it.
So apparently the most common pet peeve is loud chewing.
Loud chewing, yeah. I can get behind that.
I think I relate to this one more than I want to. Like, I think it irritates me more than I realise.
I don't mind it in some situations, actually. I find myself just sort of tolerating it. But then, I don't know, it's the slurping of tea.
Yeah, true.
And that kind of...
I think it's the moment when I realise it, and then if I feel like it just keeps getting louder and louder. The more you focus on it, the more obvious it becomes.
Yeah, as soon as you notice it the first time, that's it, you're gone.
Yeah.
You're going to have to leave, or you tell that person to stop eating.
Awful. The next one is when people are late. This isn't a pet peeve for me.
Really?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what do you do? Just hang around? Just like, oh yeah, they're late, whatever, I'm just wasting my time.
No, it definitely annoys me, but I wouldn't call it a pet peeve. Because I think pet peeves...
What is a pet peeve?
Well,
then?
to me, a pet peeve is like something quite small that people don't realise they're doing. I think when someone's late, they're like pretty obviously late, and usually they apologise for it, right? You don't go around apologising that you're chewing loudly. Do you know what I mean?
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know if that's really... Yeah, maybe it's not a pet peeve per se.
It's just
it's definitely
an annoyance.
It's definitely annoying.
Yeah, that's true. People who say literally, which is bad because I think I literally just said literally. So
Yeah.
It's definitely me. So if you're listening to this episode, I can only apologise because I'm sure that word's going to come out a lot.
People just started saying it all the time a couple years ago. And then there was that whole thing about it getting reworded in the dictionary.
Oh, really?
Because
I didn't hear about that.
People using it incorrectly constantly. And since then, I've just tried to stop using it. But it's...
The word literally doesn't bug me. Like, that's not really on my radar when someone's talking to me. But when someone says specifically, or they say... Well, no, what's the one people say wrong? Specifically. Oh,
people don't actually say that.
That is a pet peeve. They do. I have heard people say
I don't hear
specifically, and I'm like,
specifically.
It makes me cringe.
That's not even close
on the inside. Yeah, specifically, it's very similar.
I can't understand. I don't know how people get that wrong. I've never heard that.
I think they must have just heard it wrong for the first time they knew what the word was, and then it just stuck.
Maybe
that one irritates me. The next one, again, I kind of feel attacked by this. Nail biters.
Nail biters.
I am a through and through nail biter.
Yeah, I think it doesn't annoy me because I'm also a nail biter.
Yeah. I think it does annoy me, which is so hypocritical of me because I do it. Like, as if I'm biting my nails and it's making noise or whatever, it's kind of gross, sorry. But it doesn't bother me. And I'm like happy to accept that because it's my nails. But as soon as someone, like a stranger on the bus or something, is biting their nails, that irritates me.
On public transport, no, that's...
Oh, that's a different situation.
Oh, yeah, that's gross. Where are you putting those nails?
Oh my god, true. I never thought about that.
Yeah, just on the seats.
Oh, gross. Okay, we're getting into dark territory. Text talkers. I feel like people don't do this as much anymore.
Oh, like,
you know when
LOL.
people say like G to G or BRB or later with like an 8.
What, actually texting?
Yeah.
Oh, I do that.
Yeah, but some people find it to be a pet peeve.
Pet peeve. Depends who I'm talking to, though. I'm not gonna type... Actually, no, I've changed recently. I have started using it everywhere.
Oh, really?
It's just so quick. It's really quick.
Yeah, that's true. When it originally started, whenever that was, it bugged me. I don't know why, it just did. Then I kind of got used to it, and now I think I've gone the opposite way, where I hardly ever use text talk. My dad uses it all the time, and that irritates me because I'm like, you're my father. You should put in the time to spell out an actual word.
I'm falling back into it, definitely.
Really? He responds with just K.
K.
Like just the letter K.
No, that's
passive aggressive,
that's
sir.
passive aggressive. And it's weird because even though full stop is proper grammar,
that's true.
It's weirdly passive aggressive. It's like, all right.
What's your problem?
Sorry?
Do we have an issue?
A K and a full stop. You've done something wrong.
Oh God, no, never. People who take up the whole street.
Yeah, oh yeah. We get weird. That's definitely a pet peeve of ours.
Yes, on the walks.
We are conscious.
In Clapham, Brixton.
Conscious single filers.
Single filers, yeah.
As soon as there's another couple, especially in these times, we'll split. We'll go behind.
We almost overcomplicate it though. I think we think about it too far ahead sometimes.
Yeah,
and
but
we're like, which side? Where are we going to go?
But it's better to go get it in early than get
choose
to the
your
point.
Side.
Yeah, then get to the point where you're about to collide.
But it's when we choose a side and the other person's just taking that as an invitation not to pick a side and just storm through us.
Yeah.
That's irritating.
Yeah.
We sound really silly. But
honestly.
It is a pet peeve. Sorry. Other people obviously feel the same.
Yeah,
so.
there are so many people in London who will not move out of the way for you. Not even an inch. They will happily slap their shopping bag into you when you're clearly like up against the wall.
Trying to hide. Slightly similar. People who cut into lines.
Oh yeah, we had an incident at
an incident.
Yeah, we were shopping at Lidl. We went to the queue, and then this guy jumped ahead of us and put 2 items on the conveyor belt.
Meanwhile, we're behind him with a full trolley.
The whole time, this guy, I've seen him around the store, wasn't like social distancing, wasn't wearing a mask even. So I was already triggered by him, and then he goes and puts 2 pieces of shopping in front of us on the conveyor belt.
Mm-hmm.
Amber says, "Oh, don't worry, he's only got a couple bits."
Well, we had a full trolley. I felt bad for the guy.
So, fair enough. And then he goes and gets the rest of his stuff.
A whole basket full. I was conned.
And then he laughed.
He didn't even. Yeah, he wasn't even thankful, like grateful. I thought I was doing something nice, neighbourly, letting someone go ahead of us in the queue.
That was shocking.
No, he was straight on, cut in line. Brits are renowned queuers. We take pride in it. We respect the queue. The queue. Probably is a pet peeve. Misspelled signs. I don't see many of those.
It might be because my spelling's terrible.
Oh, really?
But no, I don't
I always find it quite satisfying when I find a word that's been misspelled somewhere, like in a menu or in a book.
Or in an article. It kind of it does break you out of it, though, if you're reading an article and something's misspelled.
Yeah, but it doesn't annoy me. I wouldn't call it a pet peeve.
No, that's weird.
People who stand on the wrong side of the escalator.
No one does that here anymore, really.
But they do.
Tourists.
No, you have to go back to pre-COVID times when people were going to work and there was like a group of tourists trying to get around London. And meanwhile, you're trying to trek it into London Bridge in your suit or whatever.
Usually there's enough people on the right side.
Yeah, that they can kind of figure out. I also was surprised to see this in like this article that I was looking at. 'Cause I don't know, is that like a world, like a UK-wide thing?
No,
I thought it was just a London thing. Because I'm always shocked when we go back to Bournemouth and I'm trying to walk up an escalator and someone's stood there. And I have to remind myself, like, oh yeah, that's not etiquette here.
Oh yeah, there's no order.
Yeah.
Honestly, every time every time we go back down south, everyone's just chilling out. 2 people either side of the escalator.
Yeah.
Trolley in the middle.
That I walk too fast as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're on London times, guys. We have the London rush within us.
We got places to be.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
People who don't say thank you, like when you're driving and things.
Oh yeah.
I think this used to be a real pet peeve of mine. Again, back in Bournemouth, everyone's a bit slower, a little bit nicer. We'd say thank you to each other in the car. And if someone didn't say thank you, I would take it very personally. I would be like, what did I do to offend you so much that you can take the time out of your day to give me a little wave and say thank you? But London driving is a whole nother situation. I am surprised when someone says thank you to me.
Oh yeah, it's a shock. Although I've noticed it's different between boroughs in London.
Oh, getting specific.
Yeah, it is. Lambeth, where we are in Brixton, is very actually surprisingly enough, everyone is very happy and will say thank you. I've noticed.
Oh, that's interesting.
In Dulwich and Southwark, I think I got 1 thank you.
You'd think it was the other way because Dulwich is quite a kind of like residential, old school, family based. Yeah.
Brixton's very. I think it's because there's not much space on the roads, so everyone's constantly moving out of the way, and everyone is used to saying thank you.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's a pet peeve of mine anymore.
It is. It's still mine.
Getting interrupted or talked over.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because I am for sure the person who interrupts and speaks over people.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's not a pet peeve of yours makes me very happy.
Although
and a bit more comfortable.
I will say, actually, it does annoy me quite a bit when when I'm telling a story. Even now, I'm so slow at constructing sentences. But when I'm telling a story, I really want to get into the nitty gritty details and put the person in the scene. And now I can't help but get straight to the finish line.
The punchline.
Yeah.
I felt myself do it in your little story.
Even there, the punchline. It's like, yeah.
I was sorry.
It's like I was just about to finish that sentence. Can't help myself.
I can't help it. I think I'm just too quick.
I don't mind
I do it
it,
with
though.
everyone.
I'm used to it.
I know my sister hates it. She would always say, Amber, I haven't finished talking. Or like, Amber, I'm talking. Or she'd be like, should I just go somewhere else because no one's listening to me because I'm just louder and bigger, and I would just talk over her. I feel so bad, but it's honestly the truth. And it was a resolution of mine in 2021 to listen more.
There we go.
Whether it's coming into play or not is another situation. For me, it's not a pet peeve because I am a fellow interrupter, but I'm sure many of my friends are slightly annoyed by it.
I can imagine.
We kind of mentioned this one before. Passive aggressive behaviour.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Pet peeve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a little bit triggered by people not just communicating.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
I think we're very direct people, though. I don't think everyone's like that, are they?
It's so easy just to talk to someone and say, "Oh, stop doing that. It's so annoying," rather than. I mean, I'd rather tell someone directly they're annoying than passively aggressively, input some weird thing somewhere, like a little text.
Yeah, so would I.
I'd rather it the other way as well. Just tell me I'm being a
straight
douche.
up. I hate the guessing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess it would be a pet peeve of mine. I don't think it happens enough for it to.
No, not really.
Be a pet peeve, but.
It's more yeah.
The last one, PDAs. Do you know what that is?
PDA.
You don't know what PDA is? It's a public display of affection.
Oh yeah. Oh sorry. Yeah. Doesn't really happen in England that much though. I mean.
No, it does.
No, not really.
I'm sure it happens in other places more so, but it definitely does happen.
You have it's like kissing, hugging, holding hands, whatever. It's not a big deal. Even the occasional snog. I don't really care.
Oh no, I draw the line at a snog.
But it's when the people are way overly affectionate, and especially when you're trying to communicate with them, and they're
oh yeah, clinging on each other.
I guess.
Yeah, that's
in front
true.
of you, it's like, oh god.
As soon as I see a snog, a tongue, I do not want to see anyone's tongue.
No, I don't want to see a tongue.
And also, when people rub each other's butts, that kind of makes me feel a bit weird. I wouldn't say it's a pet peeve, but it makes me feel a bit uncomfortable. You know when you're stood in a queue and a guy's got his hand on the girl's butt, or the girl's got her hand on the guy's butt. It just makes me feel funny.
Yeah, I don't mind if it's a cheeky interaction.
No, it's just holding there.
No, yeah.
A little stroking
yeah, I
movement,
feel a
perhaps.
bit weird. I feel like, ooh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it used to bother me more before I was in a relationship. Because we hold hands, hug, peck in public.
Yeah. I will say, there's only one account that I can actually recall, and that was on a tube. And I think they were some sort of other European country, probably French or Spanish, I don't know, but they're very affectionate people. But they were snogging, and that's basically the only time I've ever seen PDA on a tube. People are very...
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, very courteous, I guess.
Okay, should we get into our own pet peeves? Which I'm surprised weren't on this list, to be honest. Do you want to do one and then I'll do one?
I'm just trying to think of one.
I've got yours written down that you
have
gave
you?
me. I have.
Okay.
I'm prepared. So your first one was people who agree.
Oh, yeah. It's ridiculous.
You might need to explain that
This
one.
is ridiculous, but there are people out there who will agree with anything. And you're trying to talk to something, maybe you're interested about a certain subject, and you're talking to them, and all they're doing is agreeing with you. And it's not providing anything and I'm just done with the conversation at that point. I'm like, yeah, okay. I don't know. It really gets on my nerves.
Are they just agreeing because it's easy?
It's probably because it's easy, But they are engaged still. Like, they're trying to keep the conversation going, but they can't help but just people please. Maybe it's a people pleasing thing.
Okay.
Maybe it's a people pleasing thing.
How do you know that they're just agreeing though and they don't actually agree? Do they contradict themselves or something?
They, I don't know. They're just very quick to, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's a weird people pleasing thing.
It's pretty niche, yeah.
Yeah, it's very niche. It does happen though, and it's, yeah.
That's funny. I've got a niche one too. Ticking clocks.
Ticking clocks.
I freaking hate a ticking clock.
I've never understood that.
I think it's gotten better, but I think when I was younger, I used to think of a ticking clock as like, sorry if this is going to depress anyone, but every second that ticked by was one less second of my life. Do you know what I mean? And so it just made me feel really anxious because I would just be like lying in bed or sat on the sofa or something, and I could hear this incessant like
just countdown.
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm wasting time. I'm not doing anything, and it would just stress me out.
Yeah, I'm not sure anyone enjoys the sound of a ticking clock, but that's.
I think some people find it soothing.
Really?
Like the constant rhythm or whatever. I think I've got better because I'm quite happy with what I'm doing now, like how I'm spending my time.
Right, so you're not stressed.
So when I hear a ticking clock, I'm like, I'm quite happy to be spending my time how I'm spending it, so I don't really mind.
No, that's really deep.
Yeah, I don't know. It was stressful for a while. I always had to, like, if I always had a watch, I would have to take it off and like put it in my underwear drawer or something, so I couldn't hear it ticking whilst I was asleep.
Oh.
Because I just wouldn't be able to fall asleep with a ticking clock. That's strange.
A bit much, isn't it?
My next notes for you are don't listen.
Oh yeah, just not listening.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that meant. Is that simple? Just people who don't listen?
Yeah, just not listening. It's just.
Again, I think I do that.
I think it's I mean, it annoys everyone, I'm sure.
Yeah. But I've definitely got better, but back in the day, like in secondary school, my friend would be telling me a story and I'd be doing the whole, yeah. And then the last bit would be really interesting and I'd have to go, wait, I wasn't listening, can you say it again?
Yeah. I mean, I'm guilty of it
That's
as well.
irritating.
We're definitely all guilty of it.
Slow walkers. I was so surprised this was not on the list of the most common ones.
I feel like there's a lot of slow walkers out there.
I hate a slow walker. Even in school, I used to like make really loud footsteps behind people so that they knew that there was someone behind them, and so like, can you get out of the way?
Yeah, that's funny.
I know. Honestly, I don't know what it is. I'm always just in a bit of a rush, I think, or I'm just a naturally fast walker that it irritates me.
It's definitely not something to have annoy you when you're on London transport either. It's a bit like down the tube lanes and it's hectic, especially when people don't want to move out of the way. Yeah.
Your last one, hilarious. Unusable mess.
Oh yeah. So I can't stand it when people leave stuff in the sink. Like I'm not the cleanest person. I'm definitely not a clean person. I will clean though, but when I use something and I put it down, I won't leave it in a way that makes that thing unusable. For example, Amber loves putting things in the sink. Yeah. So she'll put the toolless grater in the sink, and now you just can't use the sink until you clean the grater. It's just.
But then maybe you should just clean the grater.
Yeah, well, you have to. That's the thing. It's just...
No, I get it. Yeah, that's annoying. I'm still not going to stop doing it, though.
It's kind of a weird one. That's very niche. I will say another pet peeve of mine, as a callback to earlier, is when we're walking.
Is this a personal pet peeve?
It's personal.
Oh, no.
For you. When someone's walking behind us, and you can hear they're coming up quick, they're doing what you do, the stomping.
The stomping, yeah.
I immediately move to the left. But every single time, without fail, I have to say, Amber, come over to my side, because that guy wants to get through. And then...
Yeah, I just don't recognise it for some reason.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very...
Yeah.
Aware.
I'm just distracted, obviously. You're a bit more conscious in the moment. Aware of your surroundings.
That's every time.
All right. My last pet peeve is cupboard doors. Leaving cupboard doors open.
Yeah.
Which we never used to do, and I always used to think it was so strange that people even did it. It's like, why not just close the cupboard? But recently, in our new kitchen, because we've moved like a month ago, I would say now, we leave cupboard doors open. What the heck is that about?
I don't know what's going on with that. That used to be a huge thing.
Yeah.
The thought of leaving the kitchen with cupboards open is bizarre.
I had never really thought about it either until one of your friends came around and did it, and I was like, is this a thing?
Yeah.
I was like, why isn't he closing any of the cupboards?
Yeah.
So strange.
It's specifically one cupboard in our kitchen that we leave open all the time, doesn't it?
But do you think it's because it's in the corner and we just don't
Maybe.
recognise
The thing
it?
is, the door super unrelatable for anyone listening.
True.
But the doors just sit flush with the wall, so it's hard to notice.
They were all the pet peeves I had written down. We smashed through those.
Yeah. I was trying to think of any more that I have. Little things.
I thought I would have loads, but then when it came to like writing them down, I actually like kind of struggled trying to put them together.
I don't think I have any other glaring ones.
Let me have a Google. Talking during a movie. That is a pet peeve of mine. Christian loves to talk during my programs, and he'll join in the last 20 minutes and be like, so what happened? Why is she doing this? Who's that guy? Or what's that guy's name? What's the story there? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, I've spent an hour of my life watching this program. Can I please enjoy the last 20 minutes?
The thing is, I'm always half watching. So I kind of know what's going on, but I just need a quick rundown to get back into it. Yeah, I can imagine. I wouldn't want to tell you. I'd get sick of it.
But I was watching The Bold Type, which, bear in mind, there's 4 seasons. I think you spoke through practically every episode.
Yeah. I mean,
with
I watched
something,
it.
because you were just stressed out. You're like, oh, why is she doing this or whatever.
The Bold Type, great show. Just, if you don't like stressful shows where you're like, why are they doing that? Don't watch it. Oh,
You'll love it. It's a chick flick's dream, but not obviously Christian as the target audience.
Still good though.
Oh, staring at someone's phone.
Staring at someone's phone.
Like me staring over your shoulder at your phone or vice versa.
Yeah, I don't really mind that anymore. I've tried to distance myself from my phone in these last couple years, so I don't really care that much. But I used to hate it. Someone on the tube, especially. I mean, we talk about the tube all the time.
Yeah,
but
that's what I was thinking about on the tube.
Yeah, people looking at even if it's a game. It's like, you enjoying that, mate? You want to go?
It's funny though, because I always look over people's shoulder at, what is it, the Evening Standard or whatever they read.
Yeah, no, we all do it though.
I always do that, but as soon as someone, like, if I'm reading like a book and someone's looking over my shoulder reading my book, I'm like, do you mind?
That's a bit much, isn't it?
Do you though?
Yeah.
Oh, look, this one literally says clipping your nails in public. It's a thing, I swear.
Yeah, in public, that's a bit much.
Standing too close to another person, let's face it, that's never going to happen again, is it?
No. I remember we were on public transport and some lady was brushing her hair and she picked out all the hair from her brush and just clumped it into a ball and literally just lobbed it on the floor.
That's awful.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
Even being brave enough to do that, I can't even, like, taking my own hair out my hairbrush cringes me out so bad. So to be able to do it on public transport.
I don't want to see her house. I wonder if she just does that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. Speaking about yourself in the third person, I don't think I've ever met someone who does that.
That's very eccentric.
That would annoy me though.
Yeah, what? No one does that, right? Comment down below if you do that.
You can't comment on a podcast.
Such a boomer.
Leaving the water running. You do that a lot. That annoys me. Yeah. Cracking knuckles. See, that's another one I don't get because I do it. I think pet peeves are usually things that I don't do. That annoy me.
I do it all the time, so I know when people have that pet peeve because
Yeah,
they will tell you.
Oh yeah, they'll make it known.
Yeah. Being told to calm down. I love telling people calm down.
I know, you tell me all the time. It's just a trigger word. Why would you tell someone to calm down? It's never going to end well for you, is it? Let's face it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, this is a good one. Sneezing or coughing without covering your mouth. I hate it. I hate it so much. Especially when kids do it. Like, because I've been a nanny. Whenever a kid coughs and doesn't cover their mouth. Yeah. I think it's just nasty. That annoys me so bad because it's just common decency, right? It's just manners.
Yeah, I don't mind if someone's turning their head away. I know you should really cough into your arm. But there's a lot of people that just will open their mouth, look forward and cough.
No,
That's
I can't.
Bizarre.
I can't. I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before, but I have a fear of someone spitting in my mouth if I like cough with my mouth open or yawn with my mouth open in public. So I just would never be able to do that.
The most irrational fear.
Yeah, but I can't. No, that's awful. Or when people say you look tired.
Yeah, I always look tired, so.
I hate that when people say that to me. I've had my boss say it to me before. My dad has said it many times before. And I just don't know what the response they're expecting from that to be.
Well...
Oh, you look tired. It's like, well, great.
Well, maybe...
Thanks very much.
Maybe it's because you usually glow, you know? So if someone was to say, you look tired, maybe there is a reason behind that. They're starting a conversation. Oh, yeah, I was working late.
Yeah, but no, there's no follow-up. It's just like, oh, thanks.
No, just a normal day.
Yeah.
I'm feeling great, actually.
Savage, but great.
Eating smelly food in public.
It's not a pet peeve of mine, I don't think. Do you remember, though, when I was super hungover, again on the tube, but this is a common theme on this episode.
On the tube.
On the tube, yeah, it could be its own episode. I was super hungover. I felt so bad, and someone was eating like cheese and onion crisps or something.
No, it was a weird chicken. Some sort of cheesy.
It threw me over the edge. Yeah. We had to get off at the next stop because I was like, I need air.
Bear in mind, it was the day before was the hottest day of the year in England, which was 38 degrees Celsius, which is insanely hot for England, and the tube was just a little oven. So someone who's feeling grossly sick,
like me,
smelling a warm chickeny cheesy.
It was not the one.
That was bad. I remember.
Oh, scraping a plate with scraping? Yeah, that's right. Scraping a plate with a knife or fork.
I don't mind.
As I read that cringed me out. You don't mind that?
I've never. I mean, you know, I have weird triggers when it comes to the sounds, but.
I cannot stand that. I think a lot of my pet peeves do come from my dad, though, because a lot of times he'd be like, oh, can you not... I think he has a lot of pet peeves, and he's passed them down to me.
Oh.
Is that a thing? Do you have pet peeves that your parents have? I mean, some are just generic, aren't they? But I think specifically quite a few I have in common with my dad.
I have to get... this is really niche,
yeah.
but like cotton wool or tissue...
You can't
if
even
it like
say
touches your gums, the texture will make me cringe for at least 10 minutes just thinking about it. And my dad has the same thing.
And I've never met anyone else who has that. That's interesting. Maybe we made a breakthrough.
Yeah, immature jokes. That's a bit of a pet peeve.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't know how to respond to them anymore. Like I'm kind of over them. You don't want to. It's not
so mature.
No. Oh, come on. Okay. All right. I don't know. It's just it's when it's overplayed. It just gets a bit tiring. Like you don't want to laugh because it's not funny and.
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah, true. Having to repeat yourself, I hate that. It's when someone says what, but they've actually heard you. I do it too.
Yeah, you do.
But you do it too.
Yeah, I do.
That's so annoying.
I will.
It's like, why say what? I literally heard what I said. I just said literally, sorry. But you heard what I said, so why have to ask for me to repeat myself if you already know what the words were?
Yeah, I'll give you a minute usually.
A minute?
Or a second.
Oh, dude.
You'll say
for my
what?
brain to catch up.
You'll say what, and I'll just stand there. And then you answer my question perfectly.
It's because I think I hear the kind of pattern of what you say, or like the syllables or whatever, and then my brain kind of figures out what the actual words were, and then I can respond. But it does take me a minute. You're right.
So strange.
I think they're all the pet peeves we have.
Well, I'm sure there's more.
That was kind of fun to just go on a rant, to be honest.
Yeah, it was just
I enjoyed it.
It's just a rant, wasn't it? We hate people.
Yeah, people are annoying. Never get on a tube. And thank you for listening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am going to leave this podcast episode here. Thank you so much for joining me. Not that you had much of a choice, because we literally are in the same house. So just dragged you in. Nope, there is no escape.
No, it was fun.
But thank you so much for listening along. If you have any pet peeves that we missed out, go ahead and DM me over on our Instagram, which is at To Be Candid Podcast. And maybe, if we have enough, we can do a part 2, because I actually really enjoyed just ranting about everyone else's pet peeves and things people do wrong. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. If you did, go ahead and leave a review, which you can do over on Apple Podcasts. And I will be back with a new episode next Tuesday. So I will speak to you very soon. Bye.
Bye.